Hey guys, how are you? I hope you're all doing well. I'm back on here finally. I always say that, clearing out any negative energy. Um, I want to come on to reading for you guys. I've been working, went to Vegas, did Christmas, New Year's, and now I'm trying to get back into like more regular readings, but I've been working a lot too, so anyways, today I was going to do this cosmic insight deck. And I'm drinking, believe it or not, coffee, but it is spiked with this like chocolate liquor. I don't really know what it is. It's pretty interesting. I got it at the liquor store today. They had them on sale for, I guess like the after Christmas holiday, whatever drink. But anyway, so don't worry, I'm still drinking. Just not wine this particular moment, but I do have a bottle over there. So anyways, yeah, I was gonna do some cosmic insights, and then I haven't used the archetype cards. They're really interesting because they show like the shadow and the light side of different aspects of sort of like human nature and things like that. So we'll just see what comes up. And then I have the Inner Connections Oral Deck. Love Exists Visions. This is from a YouTuber. I forget her name, but it's Love Exists. You can look her up. Okay, but I forget who does the Cosmic Insights because I don't have the box, but you could just Google it. Okay, first card, vacation. So you guys will maybe be traveling soon. Wow. Or maybe you have been traveling, but it says you'll be traveling soon. So maybe that's coming up for you in this new year. God, I just came back from traveling. Let me just tell you, traveling is not my favorite thing. I'm not one of these kind of people who can just jump, throw a bag together and jump on an airplane. I mean, I can, but I don't love doing it. I'm more of a planner, so. Back in the day, I used to literally pack everything I own. And then I kind of, over time, as I've gotten older, learned how to like pack light. So that's a good. But anyway, so maybe that's something you need to think about. Just pack light. Don't overthink your packing if you are going to be traveling soon, okay? Okay, so that's interesting. Gambling. I better not be Vegas again. The gambling card just came out, but it didn't come out, just slipped there. So. Ooh, pregnancy in reverse. Interesting. So maybe someone's not expecting, or maybe something's not going to come to fruition. Maybe you're going to be traveling, going somewhere. So, or maybe you're going to hear that someone who thought they were pregnant isn't. There was a pregnancy scare for someone you know. For me, it wouldn't be because I don't think that would ever be a problem for me. And I hear a lot of readers say, oh, pregnancy, but you have to remember a lot of people can't have children. They've had hysterectomies or whatever they've had. Or they're just not trying for that and they're taking lots of precautions. So if that's the case, pregnancy can mean, just when you think about pregnancy, it's like growing something. So maybe when you travel or go on this vacation, you're going to realize certain things that you thought were going to create something great didn't work out. And maybe you're going to get ideas for things that you might be able to create that would be more suited to your benefit. It would benefit you. So, but if not, it could be that like there was a pregnancy scare, like a friend of yours or a family member or someone you know, or you might hear about someone losing a child, having a miscarriage, or just, someone who is trying to get pregnant on vacation is not going to be able to do that. Or there could be like, if you travel, there could be a fear of that, but ultimately I don't see it coming to fruition because it's in reverse, okay? Yeah, open your heart. It will help you to attract more love. So maybe if you're traveling and you open your heart, you'll attract more love. Maybe this trip or this vacation, and even if you're not going like somewhere crazy, you could just be going to like another city, another area, traveling to different places you don't normally go to in your city or where you live. And so, yeah, but they want you to open your heart more. So maybe you guys have been kind of closed off. So open your heart. It's hard, I know, sometimes to be open-hearted but it's important that we as spiritual beings always keep our heart open to love, because love conquers all. It's the most powerful thing in the universe. And wherever there's love, there can be healing, there can be growth, there can be forgiveness, there can be so many things can come out of love that are powerful, right? And when you think about having a baby, it requires you to have your heart open in order to make things grow in your life. So maybe you guys just need to travel, go different places so that you can open your heart to create more and to get more into your creative flow in the new year. That's what I'm thinking. Okay, yeah. But you have to be careful, because if you do travel, there could be electronic issues, there could be some communication issues. Make sure you review everything and check before you open your heart up to anyone. And make sure you have your cars checked up. There could be something going on with your car. I know my car's in the shop right now. It's a long story. I'm driving this Bronco and it's very funny. Sorry, my phone's doing something weird. I feel like, I don't know, they're kind of cool cars, but it's just a little big for me. Yeah. Oh, and health issues could arise. So you guys need to protect your health. Take care of your health. This is really interesting because it specifically is a heart. So if you're traveling, be careful. Make sure you communicate with your doctor. Make sure you keep everything up to date. Make sure you have all your medications. Okay. And heart is on here, and then health is heart. And then there's also a heart on this pregnancy card, which is in reverse. So something about your heart. Make sure you're eating heart healthy. You're getting cardiovascular exercise. You're checking up on your heart. Okay. If you want, and basically maybe you guys need some healing. I feel like maybe you need some extra healing energy to your heart chakra. Okay. And that's going to help your health. But if any health issues do arise, just make sure that you have your phone charged, that you're able to call your doctor or get communicate or call someone if you need someone. Let's see. Yeah, someone is unavailable and a waste of time. It's over. So maybe this is a part of it. Like maybe because you feel like you need to move on and go through a different door, your heart is, kind of broken. And this could be metaphorically, like the health of your heart chakra and your inner soul's heart needs to be healed. Because this, you need to stop wasting your time on people who are not available and who are just wasting your time and not actually giving you, what you truly need. And this could also be someone close to you. Like, this doesn't have to be you, okay? This could be someone that you're attached to, or that's traveling, that, needs to open their heart and needs to heal their heart so that they can move on and realize certain things are over in your life when the time is right. Because when one door closes, another door opens. And so like maybe you guys are or someone close to you or someone in your area, it could be your kids, it could be your boss, whoever, they're needing to learn when things are over, when it's time to move on, and just not stay stuck and stagnant. Okay. Oh my God, all these cards are down. Yeah, so I feel like some of you guys are healing your heart from a narcissist, someone who's too full of themselves, and like this is somebody you need to just move on from because they wasted your time. This might have caused you to be brokenhearted. And maybe, this pregnancy in reverse, it could be like maybe you guys had thought about having kids together, or talked about having kids together, or more kids together, or maybe you had a child together, but you don't really feel like y'all have that bond where you're working together with that person to co-parent and all that kind of stuff. So it's breaking your heart, and it could be even affecting your health or someone around you's health that okay? But this narcissistic person in your life is full of themselves, and you need to move on from this person because they're wasting your time and it should be over. The thing about narcissists, the only way to deal with a narcissist is to not deal with them, or to deal with them in very limited capacity, or go gray rock, which means you make yourself very uninteresting to them. As soon as you make yourself uninteresting to the narcissist, they're gonna they're going to move on to another supply, right? Because they don't care about people. They just want that fix. It's basically, they just see people as like drugs. So basically a narcissist is like an addict, and they're addicted to attention, validation, and, you know, just any kind of, some of them want attention, some of them want sex, some of them want money, some of them want a place to live, some of them want a job, but they always want something. And if you're not providing that, then they're just going to leave you and discard you. But as long as you're providing supply of whatever it is they want, and it depends on what they want, because all of them want different things, then they'll stay there. But it's never healthy for you, because narcissistic abuse affects your health. You know what I'm saying? So like, I have a very narcissistic family, and I have lupus, which is an autoimmune disease. And there's a lot of research out that shows that people who are traumatized as children, it affects your immune system and can make it overactive or underactive, because all those adrenal hormones and stuff that are released, the stress hormones released during that traumatizing and that abuse and the gaslighting, all that mental stuff and physical stuff, can completely change how your body, you know, as a child all the way through adulthood, it can change your immune system. It causes it to be overactive or underactive. So anyway, it's pretty interesting. A lot of autoimmune diseases are linked to narcissistic abuse. Yeah, so there's a divorce going on. So this could be why. Someone around you is going through a divorce. They're experiencing a breakup. It's very heartbreaking. A lot of heartbreak here. And this heartbreak could actually be spiritual for them and just feel like their spiritual heart is breaking. But it also could be manifesting into actual heart issues with their health. Okay? Narcissists usually don't like it when you move on at all. It's very offensive to them. They'll either just replace you really quickly, or they'll, you know, make your life miserable. They'll try to hold on to you, and they'll try all kinds of like nefarious tactics to, you know, they'll pretend like they're sick, which could be another thing. Maybe some of you guys are dealing with someone who they don't want you to leave them. They're narcissistic and you want to leave, and you're determined to leave, and you're determined to go heal your heart. So they might fake like illness. That's what a lot, not fake, but they'll come up with some health crisis to keep you there. Or they'll try to fake a pregnancy. This is reversed, you know. Or they'll use children that they've already had, they've been pregnant with, to try to hold you back. So this is what's going on here. And somebody here that you guys know or attached to or knows you, is they feel like they want to go on a vacation. They feel like they need to go on a vacation because there's a narcissistic person who's using probably children and pregnancies, or could be lying about pregnancies, using fake pregnancies, or just using children that they brought together through pregnancy to keep them stuck because of this divorce. Okay? They don't want that person to move on, okay? So collective, this could be you, or it could be someone that you know. And this is a very unhealthy situation. Like I said, it could be affecting your health or the other person's health. So, you know, one thing that people forget is how important your health is. You could have all the money in the world. I was talking to my son about this the other day, because he was like saying something about $40-something billion or whatever, and he was like, it wouldn't matter because you could just buy the best doctors. And I'm like, yeah, but there's some things the best doctors in the whole wide world can't cure, can't fix. Like your health, there's no price on your health, because if you don't have your health, all the money in the world isn't going to do you any good, because you're going to be sick in bed dying. You know what I'm saying? You can't take that money with you. So I think a lot of times in society we forget, and you don't realize how important your health is until you start having health issues, right? And then you're like, wow, my health is a lot more important. I took that for granted. It's something we take for granted a lot, you know, until we end up in the hospital and we're like, damn, my health is pretty important. You know, I need to take better care of myself. So that's kind of a realization I think a lot of the collective is realizing. I think a lot of collective right now is realizing that they're getting away from the narcissistic people. They're cutting them off completely and trying to heal their heart and focus on their health. And I think a lot of the collective is realizing just how much the abuse they've endured and the people that they've surrounded themselves with and the trauma bonding and all that kind of stuff is truly has had an effect on their health. And I feel like collective, you're wanting to improve your health more in the new year. And I also think that there are a lot of breakups going on. This has been going on for a while. I've been talking about this a lot because it comes up in all my readings since like 2021 or 2022. 2020. Since 2020, there have been a lot of breakups. There was a wave of them in 20, and now there's a lot going on right now because a lot of my clients are going through, like, I'm talking about horrible divorces. Not like just, oh, let's split everything, go our happy way. It's like the people are just being vicious, money hungry, like just out of control, really weaponizing the kids, which is why it's interesting that pregnancy came reversed, because I feel like a lot of these people, a lot of the collective are like, wow, like I should never have had kids with this person. I think of course they love their kids and they want their kids are their kids, but they're like, why did I choose this person? This person is making my life miserable, and they're not even parenting the kids with them. But either way, it is possible to raise a child single or, a lot on your own and still be successful. So don't let that get to you, collective, if you're upset about that. Don't ever regret, because you learn something from it. It makes you stronger and it makes you grow. And there's a reason that everything happens in divine order. So, but yeah, that's just, that whole using kids as a weapon is just, it's really, I think that's another thing the planet's going to start healing from. And people are going to start realizing how detrimental it is to put your kids in the middle of all that nonsense. It's just not necessary. It's really not necessary. But narcissists do that because narcissists don't think of people as people. They think of, and even their own kids, they think of them as like commodity or like a belonging or like an extension of them. They don't think of them as an actual person. They're just like a possession. I know, it's pretty crazy, right? So yeah, someone's got their eye on you and you were doing research. Yeah. So I feel like someone's spying. Maybe they have a detective watching you, or I think this is a female because they're in heels. They're trying to be incognito, but I think you already know this stuff is going on. This is so crazy. Yeah, your intuition, right? You guys already know all this. You know that people are spying on you, watching you, trying to figure out what you're doing. You guys have been doing research on things that are important, like maybe how to be more natural, how to use natural products, how to be healthier, how to eat healthier, how to come up with different multiple streams of income. Like, you're really working on progressing, collective. Okay. Now the karmics are spying and they got their eye on you. Now it could be someone who's spying on you that has a crush or admires you and really likes you. So they could be spying. But I think there's also someone that maybe one of your exes is with, or someone who just like is competing with you, or feels like they're competing with you, or they're just watching to see what you're doing. They're just all up in your business. Pretty much that. So, but you guys have intuition, you know this. So the red flags you ignore will come back to bite you later. So I think a lot of you guys who have been involved in these narcissistic, abusive relationships in the past ignored the red flags, and it has come back to bite you. So you're learning from that, and you're learning how to really pay attention to red flags. You're like, I see the yellow flag, the red, and then the red flags. Or even watching for yellow flags. And then when you see the red flags, you're like, run the other way. Vacation, time to take a vacation. Get in my car and move on. To protect my health. That's what you guys are doing, right? So anyways, all right, I got one more card, and then I'm gonna get some of those art. Well, I'm gonna get the conversation cards first. Let's just see. Let's see. Intimacy. Ooh. So yeah, I do think you guys have a secret admirer, like somebody who has a crush on you, or many people who wish they could have intimacy with you. And there's, yeah. and you guys have chemistry and they're reminiscing. So this could be someone from your past too, because they're reminiscing. Or it could be the narcissist reminiscing. Maybe they're not happy with their new supply. But there's definitely people spying. There's definitely angry exes in these divorces. And some of your exes' new people are angry and spying. So maybe some of your exes who went off and married wish that they hadn't ignored the red flags because they're coming back to bite them. And this could be something you've learned from the past, okay? But you have a guardian angel, a crossover loved one who's watching out for you and protecting you, collective, from these narcissists, moving you away from them, helping to heal your heart, helping to improve your health, showing you, guiding you to the right foods, guiding you to the right medicines, guiding you to the right physicians, guiding you to the right, best things to eat, drink, whatever. Helping you to get better rest. Just protecting you from and helping to really make these red flags really red. And much more clear for you, okay? So know that you have a guardian angel. So let's see what the karmics are saying. What's going on with the karmics. This is the narcissistic people, the crazy exes. It's so funny because sometimes I know people who they'll date someone, okay, who's been divorced for 10 years, and that person doesn't care anything about them for 10 years, but then as soon as you start dating that person, it's like the ex comes in and wants to break up the whole thing, even though she didn't care anything about that person for 10 years, but when you entered the picture, now it's a problem. It's like, you know what I'm saying? So all those are karmics and exes of exes and exes, and then also you have karmic friends who are just competing. You have karmic family members who are wondering what you're doing, wanting to know. And I feel like the collective has been laying a little bit low. I know I've been laying low because first of all, I'm just fascinated that anyone thinks my life is so interesting to watch, because I had Instagram and I didn't even know all these people on there followed me. And because I ended up just deleting my account, and I had all these people text me are you okay? Why are you deleting account? Where's your account go? I was like, really? I didn't even know you followed me. I don't pay attention. I was just put stupid stuff on there. But I say all that to say, sometimes you don't even realize how many people are just so fascinating. And I'm just like, if you would put half the time you put into being concerned about what other people are doing and fascinated with their life, maybe your life would become fascinating too, right? Or at least just productive. That's why I don't, and it's so funny because I have friends who are like, oh, did you see my Instagram? Did you see what I posted? I'm like, no, I did not. I literally don't live on social media. I have a million things to do today that does not entail reading every single person I know's posts and pictures and whatever's going on. But we do live in this society now where people are really hooked on those electronics. And so don't let that become too much of an obsession, because when you do that, it takes away from you becoming your greatest, best version of yourself, because you're spending so much time scrolling and comparing yourself to others and whatever you're doing. And a lot of that stuff is just edited, filtered. You can even put screens in the back that make people think you're in Egypt and you're not, or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So remember, that's not the real world. There is the Instagram world, there's the TikTok world, and then there's the real world where there's no filters, where there's just people in their pajamas just sitting around. So don't get caught up in that illusion. Because really, the internet and all of that is basically like illusions. All those posts and people dancing around looking. But really, at the end of the day, what is that? Does that mean you have a great life? You don't think Kim Kardashian has personal problems? You don't think she has health problems? In fact, I believe I watched years ago where she does have, she had psoriasis or something, which is eczema or something. And she was had hives all over her skin, and she was all upset about it. And I mean, like I said, she has all the money in the world, but when your body is not where it is working against you, you can't always just fix it with just throwing money at it. So there you go. There's somebody, and she was really upset because she's like had photo shoots and she had all these little splotches all over. I don't really remember, but she tried putting breast milk on it, and then she tried drinking celery juice. Anyway, I say all that to say, don't compare yourself to someone just because you see them dance around on Instagram and you think, oh, their life is so great. Because even rich people, even famous people, everyone has their own issues that you think, oh, their life is so perfect. But really, even when you have money, money causes you to have a whole other set of problems, because then you have to worry if people are stealing from you. Then you have to worry how you're going to protect your assets. How are you going to invest them properly? Like, it's a whole other second, third, fourth job just maintaining the money you have. So remember, things are not always as they appear in people's lives, okay? So don't get caught up in that. Don't get caught up in the whole keeping up with the Joneses. Okay, so this is what the karmics are saying. The karmics are being fake. I just was talking about that, fake. And that's the thing about Instagram and those things. All that online stuff, a lot of it is fake. But this is also people in real life who are fake. So there's karmics being fake. I think some of these people spying on you are being fake. Be very careful about people who are, trying to be intimate with you. Some of them could be being fake. Some of them it could be hiding health issues that they're having because they don't want you to know that. Some of them could be, I don't know why. I'm thinking of like this car. I'm thinking of like somebody, those people rent real fancy cars and they try to pretend like they're flossing with this car, but it's like a rental car, like an exotic rental for the day. I don't know. But anyway, they want to impress you. Someone's being fake. They want to impress you. And they are competitive. So you have a lot of karmic people who are competitive. You have people who want to be intimate with you, who could be being fake and trying to impress you, maybe with their car or materialistic things. So just watch out for that. This is a past life connection. So some of these karmics you have past life connections with, and in other past lives, I think they come back a lot of times to cause you issues. But remember, karmics are here to help you grow, right? So they do things to trigger you. They do things to compete with you. They do things that are fake. And they wear masks. And this is so that you learn how to use your discernment. You grow and learn how to read the red flags. You learn how to tell when someone's truly not being authentic. And that's what you guys are mastering this year. But people do think you're beautiful. That always comes up. I don't know why. And in different decks, because I had the other deck and it was like they think they're impressed by your beauty. I don't know. It comes up all the time, collective. So y'all are beautiful. And I believe on the inside and out. And it's weird because look at my candle. Beauty candle. And it says, your affirmation, I am radiant and self-assured. So you should say, I'm radiant and self-assured. And when I light this candle and I blow it out, I always say, I'm beautiful on the inside and the outside. Because what good is beauty on the outside if you don't have the beauty on the inside to match? What's beauty on the inside? The fruits of the spirit. Loving, kind, patient, joyful, self-control. Really hard one there. And other such things. I can't remember all of them. Peace, joyful, just lighthearted. Merry. Remember I told you last time to be merry? Okay. What else? They hold grudges. People are holding grudges. And collective, divine collective, divine feminine, divine masculine, do not hold grudges. I know it's hard. But as you forgive, it's not, you don't forgive for other people. You forgive for yourself because you free yourself. They say being angry at someone is like drinking poison and expecting the other person to die. So when you hold grudges, you're only hurting yourself. And there's a lot of research that shows that unforgiveness and resentment and bitterness can cause health problems and heart problems. That could be part of my lupus. Maybe I need to stop holding grudges, but it's hard for me because I'm a redhead and we tend to hold grudges. I wouldn't say I hold grudges. I'd just say I will forgive you, but I will never forget what you did. And especially if I feel like you're not trying to change and grow and I feel like you're just repeating something, I'm not going to hold a grudge, but I'm definitely going to set a boundary with you to stop it, right? And I think that's what the collective is doing. I think you are starting to forgive people. Cash. Sorry, my dog's stuck. Cash, come on. You can do it. Jump. Hang on a second. Cash is stuck. He's not really stuck. He's mentally stuck. The karmics are mentally stuck. Cash. Cash wants to come in the video. Cash wants to tear with me. He gets stuck. He has dog stairs, but for whatever reason, he just gets stuck. Okay. Sit here, Cash. Say hi. Do not go back down the stairs. I'm not going to come get you again. He's going right back down the stairs. This is the karmics. They just go, they don't listen. They keep doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different outcome. That's insanity, but whatever. Okay. Family issues are affecting this connection. So some of your connections are being affected by family issues. Possibly you're having issues with your family. Okay. Which, I know I have issues. I don't speak to any of my family. I don't have any family. The only family I have are my 2 sons. So other than that, I don't consider anyone my family. Because if that's family, who needs them, right? So anyway, family issues are affecting this connection. So it could be if you're traveling, you're going other places and you meet someone new, there could be some family issues that could affect the connection, but it doesn't say it's going to destroy it. It just has affected it. So just be mindful of that. If you're starting a relationship, don't allow family issues to come between a beautiful connection. Learn how to set boundaries with family members who are not supportive of your right to be happy. Okay, you have a right to be happy and choose what you want to do as an adult and who you want to hang out with and who you want to be with, as long as they're not like a serial killer or something, like dangerous. And I'm not talking about like, oh, we don't like them because their religion is different or we don't like their nationality. No, I'm talking about like if they're dangerous and they're beating you, obviously your family's not going to support that. But for someone just to be like, well, I don't like your new boyfriend, just be careful. Don't allow your family, because I've been in relationships where I in the past, I've learned that I allowed family, and I think both of us allowed, but a lot of my relationships, we allowed outward people to influence us and to keep us and from really being happy. And we were actually really happy until the family got involved. So just know that. Only hurt will come out of this. Okay? And that's what I'm saying. Allowing other people to interfere in your life in any way, shape, or form, to try to, force their opinions upon you, to try to humiliate you, shame you. Don't allow that. It's so funny because I was telling my son, a lot of people try to shame me for what I do. I dance and I don't care. My kids know, and people, they always think they're going to out, or they're going to, threaten me. Like, oh, well, I'll tell everyone. I'm like, I've already told everyone. Like, I don't find it shameful to dance. I just don't. Now, some people might think it's immoral or bad or whatever, but I think there's way worse things that you could be doing, like, neglecting your kids, taking money from someone that you really shouldn't be taking, not paying child support. I guess that's neglecting your kids. Just harming him. There's so many worse things you could be doing than just dancing and being sensual and having fun with consenting of-age adults. Like, I just don't see why people get so bent out of shape about that. But anyway, if you allow other people's opinions to try to suppress you, to try to keep you from being creative, to try to put you in this box of programming, like, okay, you have to be a good Baptist and you have to go to church on Sunday. Now, you can treat people like SHIT Monday through Saturday, but on Sunday, we'll all dress up and go to church and pray and act like we're great people, even though we don't care about our grandkids, we don't help, anyone, we don't spend time with we don't do quality things to help other people, but we put on an act and we donate money. But you don't even help your own family. You sit there and watch your family members struggle, your blood family, and you have the means to help them, but you want to go to church and say you have a heart of gold, watching your own family suffer. You know what I'm saying? It's like the hypocrisy of that. I just don't understand it. And so that's why I say all that to say, if you allow people to get involved in life like that and to try to tell you how to be, tell you what's a good person, what's not a good person, all this kind of stuff, then you will only feel hurt and it will affect your heart. So let your heart be light. You only answer to your Creator. And it's so interesting because I think it's so funny when people they'll be so judgmental. Like my mom's friend, she used to say to me, you better get right with God because, you could die and you're going to have to answer to God. And, and I was just like, why are you so worried about me being right with God? Because when you die, God's not going to be asking you what I'm doing. He's not going to be like, well, hey, such and such. Why is Melanie over there dancing? He's going to be like, hey, so-and-so, why did you blah, 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 right? So you're going to be answering for your sins, which is why Jesus said, judge not, lest you be judged. And as much as you judge is the same measure you're going to be judged with. He said to be merciful so that you will receive mercy. So that's another thing. We have to be merciful to people. We have to forgive. And that is very hard to do, because sometimes we want to be judgmental and be angry at people. And it's okay to be angry, but we can't hold on to that. We have to let the anger go through, out, process it, calm down, heal ourselves from it, figure out what triggered it, figure out what is it in me that's making me angry at you. Because when you're angry or triggered by someone else and you're judging someone else, it's actually some underlying unhealed thing in yourself that's making you triggered by that person. A lot of people don't think about that. So if you're shaming someone, there's a part of you that feels shameful. You know what I'm saying? So it's a projection type thing, which is why we should be focused on ourselves, okay? And like I said, these karmics that are spying, that are being fake, that are trying to impress people, that are holding grudges and concerned about your beauty or whatever. I mean, maybe you're beautiful. I think everyone's beautiful in their own way. I think people that some people think are not beautiful, or the average person would say that's not a beautiful person, I can look at that person and say, I think that's a very beautiful person. It's beauty is in the eye of the beholder, because God didn't want us all to look like Kim Kardashian or, Tom Cruise. He put us here to all be different, because if we all looked like a zebra, then we wouldn't have penguins and we wouldn't have parakeets and we wouldn't have alligators. I mean, yeah, I might not say alligator as the most attractive pet. I think Yorkies are the cutest dogs in the world, but somebody else probably thinks a Great Dane is a really cool dog, and I would never, ever, ever want to have a Great Dane. Now, am I saying Great Danes aren't beautiful? No, I'm just saying they're not my cup of tea. So when someone says, oh, someone's so beautiful, I think, okay, well, you see that beauty in them. But since you can see that beauty in them, how about if you learn how to find the beauty within yourself and start working on your own beauty? Because you can do the smallest things to make your beauty enhance, like eat healthier, do a face mask, use better products, do deep breathing, do 5 minutes of yoga and stretching. I mean, there's so many things you can do. Dress for your body type, whatever it is. If you want to be go do a tan spray if that's what makes you happy. Whatever makes you feel beautiful that isn't harming other people, go for it. And even plastic surgery, a lot of people are adamantly against it. I'm not against plastic surgery at all, but I understand why some people don't like it. I will tell you, when I was younger, I was more into plastic surgery. The older I get, I feel like less is more. I feel like less is more. But I'm still happy with everything I did to myself, because to me, it was a form of self-love, of just being, I want to look my version of my best. But my version of my best is probably different from everybody else's version of their best. You know what I'm saying? Some people like fully natural people. Some people like different, whatever, enhancements, this, that, and the other. So really, basically, I say you should do what makes you feel your best. And that's why beauty is an eye of the beholder, and everyone who is looking at someone else and envying another person's beauty, it's because you're not seeing the beauty in yourself. You're triggered because something in you doesn't feel beautiful. So you have to take responsibility for finding in yourself what beauty you're seeing in that person. And a lot of times people will think, oh, that's a beautiful person aesthetically, when really it's their aura, their soul, and other things that you don't realize unless you're really spiritually in tuned and awakened. Because sometimes I've seen, especially when I've been at work, like I've seen certain girls who really, you wouldn't say, oh, that's the most gorgeous girl, but there's an aura about her, a way she could move, or just something about her, you know what I'm saying? Or men too. I mean, I've dated men who are very good looking, very rich, very everything, but they're just so horrible on the inside, and their attitude and the way they behave is such a turnoff that I don't care how much money they have, I would never give them the time of day. And I've had other men who don't have that much money, don't have a degree, but they're funny, they're fun, they're hysterical, they're just cool. I mean, they may not dress perfect, they might have a little belly, but hey, it's just fun to cuddle, whatever. But because their personality and that aura on the inside, it brings out that attractiveness. So that's kind of what's going on right now. People are breaking up because there's been a lot of fake stuff going on. People got married. A lot of spouses have been really fake, and boyfriends and girlfriends have been fake with one another. They have not been showing their true selves. They've been just trying to impress and love bomb to get married, maybe trap people with kids. But that and let me just tell you, I think another reason this came into reverse, because a lot of people think you can just trap someone with a child. It never works. It never ever works. It may temporarily work, but eventually it will always fall apart. And then you tend to make like a lot of times you get karmic kids doing that. And it's just, you have a lot of hardships with that. It's just the worst thing you could ever do, is to think that a child is going to save a marriage, or children are going to help anything, because it's just going to make things a lot harder for you. But I think there are a lot of people in the past collective that have tried to trap you with children, or other people who have tried to trap you, or people that who have been trapped with kids. Not necessarily trapped, but they felt like they were trapping them. They created the illusion. So a lot of this is illusions. But when that baby's there and you're like, oh my God, I want the parents to be together, blah, 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 I want us to be a happy family, you have that illusion that that's going to work out just because you have a child there. And that's not the case, okay? Because there's a lot more very intense, emotions, just a lot of complicated issues with relationships, and adding children to it just makes it that much harder. So in the past, a lot of karmics have tried to trap people with babies. They thought, oh, this is my golden ticket, this is my meal ticket, this is my security blanket, and it's not. Because a lot of them are finding out, even the young kids that they had, or the older kids, or whoever, is not holding that together, okay? And usually it affects the intimacy, but narcissistic people are notorious for doing that, trying to trap people with children. So you have to be really careful. And I mean, when I say trap, you're not really trapped, but it's like they try to, women will try to get pregnant, or men will say, oh, I want a baby, I want to be a great dad, blah, 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 when really they just want you to feel trapped so that you don't feel like you can empower yourself, and then that you're going to put up with all their nonsense because you don't want to break up your children's home type thing. But in the end, all that does is role model to your kids toxic behaviors, and it teaches them how to stay in unhealthy relationships, and you're just being a terrible role model staying together for kids. You're not helping your kids, you're hurting your kids doing that. And that is what is like changing in the world. People are starting to see that. People are finally waking up to that. We're no longer in the 1930s where it's like, okay, well, your husband, you're married for life, doesn't matter if he's screwing everybody in town. You know, it doesn't matter if he has a whole family on the other side of town, you have to stay together. Yeah, that's not flying anymore. People aren't putting up with this toxic nonsense. So, that's what I'm getting from this reading. I don't know. I was just seeing what the Cosmic Insights had to say. I hope you guys liked it. I'm going to try to do one more unless I get too tired. I'm drinking this deliciously dark chocolate liqueur coffee, and I don't know what this was I bought at the liquor store, but it's pretty delicious, so I might do another reading. All right, I love you guys. Stay good. Watch the red flags. Don't let people shame you. Listen, never be in the energy of shame, okay? Because if you do that, you'll have a hard time being vulnerable, and it's important to be vulnerable and be willing to be criticized, be willing to feel like maybe you're not adequate enough, maybe you can't please everyone, but it's more important to be your authentic self and to be vulnerable, because there's actually strength in being vulnerable. Not being fake so that everybody will like you. You don't want everyone to like you, you want everyone to respect you. Respect is much more important than being popular. Okay? I tell my kids all the time, you don't have to like me, you don't even have to love me, but you will respect me. And that needs to be your attitude, collective, okay? I love you guys. Bye. Be good.